The novel we did was Far, Far Away. Our title is Presence and Absence of an Individual. The Importance of Mood in the Town of Never Better by Jason Grishevitz, Brady Waterman, Brandon Baker. Characters. Jeremy Johnson Johnson is a shy boy who is the main character in the novel. Jeremy has the ability to sense and hear when Jacob Grimm, the spirit, is near. Ginger Boltinghouse, a courageous, brave girl who lives in the same village as Jeremy. She traveled with Jeremy on his journey. Jacob Grimm is a spirit who helps/guides Jeremy and is the narrator in Far, Far Away. Introduction. The novel Far, Far Away takes place in a town called Never Better, where the town comes off to be as the sun is always shining and no problems occur. The novel is written to place the horrific events in classical fairy tale into the modern world, as it places Jacob Grimm as the narrator and puts Jeremy Johnson Johnson as the kid that can only communicate and is guided by Jacob Grimm. But how much of this actually applies to what occurs and happens in the real world? It doesn't apply at all. What spirit do you know of that can communicate with a kid and guide them through times of need? Mood. The mood in Far, Far Away starts off as depressing because of Jeremy Johnson Johnson's childhood and what life-changing events happened to him. As his mom is deceased and Jeremy's dad seems to not be able to recover from his loss, in which Jeremy's dad doesn't work and doesn't provide for Jeremy. Then, for the mood begins to change to mysterious and suspicious because of the adventure Jeremy and Ginger go on, which Jeremy was guided by the one and only Jacob Grimm. Also, the mood is happy and joyful because Jeremy and Ginger, like any other fairy tale, lived happily ever after.
Quote 1. A May afternoon, when the light was pure, the air scented with blossoms, and the sky a pale blue. Lovely in other words, brimming with promise. This creates the mood by the next scene because the setting was like Jeremy's feelings. The word lovely makes us think that Jeremy has feelings for Ginger, but the phrase brimming with promise secures our thoughts. Quote 2. Distance means so little when someone means so much. This means that when someone means so much to you, distance shouldn't be an issue. Even if that person is across the world, distance shouldn't affect their relationship, and feelings should not be lost, and everything should remain the same. Quote 3. One day at school, Jeremy heard voices in his head and decided to tell his classmates, but they did not believe him, and the whole class made fun of him. This makes the reader feel bad for Jeremy because he was so young, and it's not his fault that he hears voices and his classmates made fun of him.
Quote 4. After you take your first bite of the prince cake, you will fall in love with the first person you look at. This makes the reader wonder if Ginger, Jeremy's friend, would fall in love with Jeremy after she took a bite of her prince cake. Something else that was mysterious/suspicious was that the baker had no more prince cakes on the shelves, but he had 4, which was just enough for Jeremy and his friends in the back. He says that all that happens when you go far, far away is that you discover you've brought yourself along. The meaning of this quote is when the farther you go in life, when you look back, the thing you notice is how you've got where you are and the tough things you have been through in life, and who somehow struggled through life to get there. Conclusion. The novel is a fairy tale that is based on the town Never Better. Our main character, Jeremy, is treated as the outsider of the town, who then meets Ginger, his crush, and they go on their journey that Jacob Grimm, a spirit who helps Jeremy through everything, who is also the narrator, guides them on, but Jacob Grimm can only communicate with Jeremy throughout the journey.
And that includes our presentation.